Hello everyone, now let's continue our course with our next topic, that is sparse matrix. So what is sparse matrix? Sparse matrix is a matrix basically having more number of value 0 in it. For example, this matrix. Now have a look on this matrix. You could see that there are more number of zeros present in this matrix. For example, consider this first row. You will see that there are 3 zeros in the row, whereas there is only one non-zero value, that is 9. So you could see that in whole matrix there are only 6 non-zero values. And you could see that there are more number of zero values are also present in it. That's why it is called as sparse matrix. It is matrix only, means you could say that it acts like a basic matrix only. Only the difference is that there is more number of zero values in this matrix as compared to other matrix. So, sparse matrix can be represented using array or linked list. So, it's your choice whether you want to present that sparse matrix using array or linked list. Now, in this sparse matrix, there is one concept that is called as triples. So, we will see the concept of triples here. So, what are triples? A sparse matrix object is a set of triples. This is what triple is. Triple is having row, it consists of row, column and value. Whereas each row column combination is unique. And operations include input, output, transpose, add, multiply. Means these are the certain kind of operations which could be done on sparse matrix. So let's have a look on this sparse matrix. So we will see what are triples over here present in this sparse matrix. So what I did in this sparse matrix, I have written one table in which I am considering the triples, that is rows, columns and values. So you know that there are 5 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there are 5 rows and there are 6 columns. So first we will write that there are 5 rows and there are 6 columns. And values. What are values? Values are the non-zero elements present over there. But at the first we are writing the values here. In value section, total number of non-zero values in whole matrix is represented. That is 3, 4, 5 and 6. Means there are 6 non-zero values present over there. That's why I have taken here non-zero values as 6. Now at 0th column, 0th row, 4th column, what is the value? So this is 0th row. I will write over here 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now column also 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, what's happening here? Yeah, 4, 5. Yeah, I have written here. Please neglect my dirty handwriting over here. So here from 0 to 5th index position there are 6 columns, and from 0 to 4th index position there are 5 rows. So at 0th row means this, and 4th column, where is 4th column? It is here. So at 0th row, 4th column, what is the non-zero value? Non-zero value is 9. And likewise only we have we have just taken those non-zero values, rows and columns. So we have calculated each triple present in this sparse matrix. For example, at the next we have taken the first row, first column, first row, first column. What is the non-zero value? 8. Now second row, zeroth column. What is the value? 4. Third row, fifth column. What is the value? 5. Fourth row, second column. What is the value? 2. So this is how we have calculated a triples. Now you know that on sparse matrix you can perform any operation like addition of arrays, subtraction, transpose, multiplication and division, either using array or either using linked list. So what we will do, we will perform the transpose of matrix. So we will see one program on it. Now we are going to see the program for sparse matrix. So I am constructing this sparse matrix using array at the first. So what we will do, I will just tell you the aim of our program. So we are going to construct a sparse matrix like this, and then we are going to do transpose operation on it. So after doing transpose operation, it will look like this. So here in transpose operation, what we are going to do is this row, this first row will be exchanged and it will take place of column. So the row which is present over here, that is 0090, will be the column in the transpose of matrix, that is 0090 will be the column like this. Here it is a column 0090. So we are going to exchange each row by each column like this. Means 0100 will be the column of this matrix. Then 5090 is this row. But now it is column. So like this we are going to do transpose of matrix. So let's directly jump into our code. Yeah. First, int main. In int main, what? First will be our array which is transpose. First will be the array which is sparse matrix, and then we are going to do the transpose of it. So we will call another matrix as transpose 10 by 10. What is this? 10 and 10 taken twice. It is the number of rows and the number of columns. First we have initialized it at 10 so that in the next few code it could be changed by the user r, c, I, j. These are also required. So I, j will be basically required for the running the loops, and we are going to run two loops. One loop will be the loop running for printing the row, and the next one will be the loop for taking the values from the users for rows and column and then printing it. So j will be required. So I, j, these two integer variables we are taking for running the loops, and r, c, these are the size of the arrays. One r is the size of the row, whereas c is the size of the columns. Now moving forward, we will give one message to our user that enter the number of rows and column. So here we are going to change the size of the arrays, right? Enter the number of rows and columns. So here this 1010 will get changed. We are going to accept it through scanf, and then we are going to store it into r, c, and r, and c. Now we have accepted it through scanf and we have stored it in r, c. Now let's assign this element to matrix. So we will give another message as enter the matrix. Now here our user will understand that he or she has to give the values which are to be stored into this sparse matrix. Now we will take loops here. So two loops will be required basically. One will be the loop for accepting the values of rows, whereas the another loop is required for accepting the values of column. So for accepting the values of rows, I will take first loop as like for I equals to 0. Now here size is R. So I is less than R. I is less than R. I plus plus, or you could write plus plus I also, plus plus I. Now another loop will be run where we will take j is less than c, that is j is less than the number of columns, and plus plus j increment. Now let us give the message print f, printf enter element, enter the element, means one by one we are going to input the element here. So enter element a%d means this is showing the first row or first column, or zeroth row or first column. Likewise, means this is just showing the where do the values stand in our array, as like it is standing at first row, second column, or second row or first column. Likewise, so a%d, then I plus 1 and j plus 1, right? Now here, after giving this message, we are also going to accept it through scanf. So let's accept it through scanf, %d, or %d, comma, and a of I, and what? J. So here we are constructing this sparse matrix. As you are entering the values, you have to enter more number of zero values here and less number of non-zero values. So as to construct the sparse matrix, then we will do operation, that is transpose operation on it. So we have accepted value through scanf. Now it's time to do transpose of it. Now we have constructed this sparse matrix and we are going to display those values which we have stored into this sparse matrix. So I will use that loop again because we are displaying the rows and columns. So again this loop will be required, and here I am printing the values which we have stored here. So in printf %d, a of I and j. So right now here the values are going to display. Now after displaying this value, what we are going to do is we will display this value in the form of matrix. So while this displaying, it will be displayed into the linear format, but right now we want to display this matrix, this elements in the form of matrix. So it should be displayed like this 0, 0, 9, 0, 0, 0, 5, 8. So for displaying in that format, in the matrix format, we will take one condition, that if j equals to c minus 1, means if printing of column is finished, then add space over there. Means what it will do, not the printing of whole columns. If the printing of first column is finished, then add a space over there. This is the meaning of it. Slash n here means that space. First, the first element will be displayed, a, I, comma, j, that a of I or j. So if j equals to c, means the first column will be displayed, then again slash n, then second column, then slash n, then third column, then slash n. This will be going on, and then the rows will be displayed. So this is the format which will be displayed like this. So next task will be doing the transpose. So let's do the transpose of it. So I will take the another text box here. Yeah. Now let's do the transpose. So I will take that for loop again. Yeah, this for loop is very famous. We have to take this for loop again, and after taking this for loop, what we will do? We will do the transpose of matrix. So for doing the transpose of matrix, transpose j comma I, right? Because whatever elements will be present in another matrix as a row, it will be stored as a column format in the transpose of matrix equals to A of I comma j. Right? Compare this. J means column and I means row. So row value will be stored as column value, and this column value will be stored as row value. So this is what the meaning of transpose. After doing transpose, we also have to display the output. So for displaying the output, we will first print one message that transpose of matrix is. Now let us display that. So I will take this loop again, but now this loop will be going to change. This was our previous loop. Now what will happen? What the condition for transpose itself is that the rows are columns and columns are rows. So we have to exchange this loop also. So what we will do, for I equals to 0, oh, it came 9. Yeah. For I equals to 0, I is less than column. Here in the first for loop we have taken row, but the thing which was present, the row which was present here is now column of the transpose matrix. So we are going to change over here, plus I. Now in next for loop, I equals to 0. Now I is less than row and plus, oh, j, sorry, I have to take j over here. J is less than R plus j. Now our loop will run and we will display the elements which are stored over there. So print f or send d transpose of columns and rows I comma j, transpose I comma j. We have to write transpose j comma I. Okay. No, we have stored here transpose of j I, but here as we are running the loop in the format of ij, so we will print ij. So I and j. Right. So this is how the program was. At the last, we are going to print this transpose in the format of matrix only. So again, we have to add space over here also. So if j equals to row minus 1, as we have taken here col minus 1, here we are taking row minus 1. If j equals to r minus 1, then print what we are going to print. We are printing space over there. Now at each row, after each row and after each column, there will be space and it will be displayed in the format of this. So this is what the program of sparse matrix, of doing transpose of matrix. You could either go to the addition of matrix and subtraction, division, multiplication of this transpose matrix, I have just given you one example of doing transpose of matrix, how the transpose of matrix is done. You could either go for constructing this sparse matrix using linked list also. So it's on your choice. So now we are here on the codeboard.io IDE and we are going to run the program which we have seen right now. So the compilation is successful. It is showing. So we will run this program. Yeah. Now it is showing that I have to enter the rows and columns, obviously. So let's take 4 rows, 4 number of rows and 4 number of columns. Now it is telling me enter matrix elements. So enter elements all. So enter element A11. A11 means first row, first column. So which element do we want to store? What value we want to store at A11? We have to decide. But remember, you have to take more number of zeros here because it is a sparse matrix. So I will take 0. A12, I will take one non-zero element. Again, I will take 0. Now again, I will take 0. I will take one non-zero element. Then 0, then 0. Then 5, 0, 0, then 6, enter, then 0, then 0, then I will take 8, then 0, okay, 80 it is taking, then 0. So the matrix which we have entered was 0, 2, 0, 0, 0, 4, 0, 0, 5, 0, 0, 6, 0, 0, 80, 0. So here what happened, whatever rows which we were considering here, that is 0 to 2, 0 to 0, 0. This was the rows in which the matrix in which we have stored the sparse matrix, there it was the row. And in transpose matrix, what happened, the row which was present over here is getting converted into the column. So this portion 0 to 0, 0 is column in the transpose of matrix. So this is how the output is displayed. And the taking this j equals to c minus 1, the purpose of taking this line in the code was to display this whole array in the form of matrix. So whatever values we have entered there, that is first we entered 0, then 2, then 0, then 0, that values are getting displayed in the form of matrix. So this is how the code works, and try it yourself also, so you will come to know how this code works and all. Don't worry, you will get all these codes which I have studied you in this resources box. You will be going to see it at the and this list, so you could access my list there and you could download that resources also from there. So hey guys, thank you so much. I'll see you in the next class.